till it ain't. Yeah. I'm building up a wall till it break. She hate it when I call and it's late. I don't wanna keep you waiting. I hope I never keep you waiting. Yeah. I think I know it all, but I don't. Why you always at the mall when you're broke? Yeah. And I just wanna ball, maybe dunk, but I never been tall. Yeah. I might trip, I never fall. God knows I came close.
Don't try this at home.
I know I probably need to do better. Whoever keep my together. You never told me being rich was so lonely. Nobody know me. Oh well, hard to complain from this 5-star hotel. I'm always in a rush, I've been thinking too much. But keep it on the hush, no one need to know, just us. That's really all it takes. We don't need nothing but today. The world is so small, till it ain't. I'm building up a wall, till it break. She hate it when I call, and it's late. I don't wanna keep you waiting. I hope I never keep you waiting. Attitude, playing till I'm out of moves. No need for shame, I get more peace at slow speeds. Go beat the game, young control freak, it's cold in my veins.
All right. If you hear some music that was made after 1960 on 103.5 FM, your home for local and community radio, you know you're listening to the Sam Hadelman Show. I have a very special guest. You want to introduce yourself?
What's up? It's Snowprah,
Jennifer Snopez,
Barack Snowbomber, Beyonce Snows.
Yo, keep going.
Tony Snowmo.
Yeah.
YBS Snola. Moneybag Snow.
Oh, that's a lot. Do you think about these, or did you find these names over time, or did they kind of come with the rap career?
No, they just come to me.
They just come to you?
Like alter egos.
I was like so confused because I saw like Jennifer Snopez on Twitter, and then I saw Snosa, and then I heard you call yourself Snoko Ono, and I was like, what do I call her when she comes in?
Yeah, it's never ending.
Cool. So you are 23 years old, right?
24 now.
Oh, congratulations. And you're from the Hill, correct?
Southside.
And you went to Hill House, right?
I did.
And how was that for you?
It was an experience.
Like
I loved Hill House. It was like going to HBCU. That's a high school.
Cool. So
it was culture shock for me though, because I had just came from Mark T. Sheen and Wallingford, and it was all white people there. And I didn't really feel like I fit in, but like that's what I was getting accustomed to, because I went to middle school up there for like a year or two, and then like I came to Hill House. It was culture shock again.
Cool. So you had a good time there.
Yeah, I had the best time of my life at Hill House. Probably.
I don't know. I heard you were the life of the party there.
Yeah, it sounded like that. I
Sound
feel
like
like
that.
a lot of us, my class had a lot of free spirits. Like a lot of us are doing cool things right now. So like one thing like class of 2013 was known for is like our free spirit.
Cool. And just right off the bat, how does it feel to be one of the biggest New Haven hip hop stars at 23?
24.
24.
Well, 23 too. I don't know really. Like I just go with the flow. I'm thankful for all my blessings and everything, but I don't know. Like I just feel like there's more to it. Like I don't feel big yet. Like, I don't know. I just don't feel it yet.
Like, is it weird going around your own city? Do you like move any different now that you blew up?
Nah, I think I've been the same. To be honest, like I still be walking around the block. Like I still be chilling.
Like it's never weird like buying groceries or anything. That's whenever.
Nah, yeah, like having my own apartment and stuff now is like mad weird. Like buying my own groceries and all that.
Like
So,
trying to be an adult while you're like blowing up as a rapper simultaneously might be kind of hard.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, that's the only thing I ever thought of when being famous. I was like, I would hate to buy my own groceries because I'd be out trying to buy some oranges and some man comes up to me and is like, tries to know my life, I feel like that'd be kind of
Definitely,
awkward.
it's definitely some weird situations where like people are recording you or like, they want to talk to you, but like,
Asking you for
I'm not.
interviews.
Yeah, but I'm not the type to like take out my anger sign on some person. Like as long as there's a level of respect, we could all be happy. Talk about something.
Cool. And you went to Gateway for a little bit, right?
I did go to Gateway for a little bit.
You said you didn't really like being in an institution. You're not an institution type person. I find that a lot with creatives, that they don't like the
Yeah.
structure. What did you specifically like about it?
I don't know. Like I've always been a smart kid, but I always did really bad in school. So I don't know. Something about sitting there, and my mind starts racing. Like there's a bunch of better things I could be doing. Like how do you change the world? Like that's all I'm always thinking about. Like so, being in school, I can listen to everything the teacher has to say, but I can't comprehend it because I'm thinking about the globe. Like I'm thinking about the world out there.
That's really nice. I usually count ceiling tiles when I'm in class. Like I'll usually like literally like, just like count the ceiling tiles because I'll be so bored.
I imagine an atlas, like, or I imagine like a map or something. Like I just can't stop seeing maps.
Really, you just think about like the world like that, like just how the world's structured.
Like if you were to go into my room at my mother's house when I was living there, like it was nothing but a bunch of flags and maps everywhere. Cause like I felt like I needed to wake up to the world. Like I always felt like my soul was for the world. Since a kid, I've always felt like that. So like it's amazing to see like how things come together from when I was throwing parties to even music. Like everything I do always brought a piece of the world together. So that's something that I take very serious.
So do you think that was kind of one and the same, like throwing parties, throwing these get-togethers, and making music? Do you feel like you're kind of having the same effect?
Yeah, I feel like I'm changing the small world that I live in right now. I can't wait till it's a bigger audience and everything. But I think I'm genuine. Like I know I'm here for the world. Like, I always knew that, so I got it tatted right here. Like, I always knew that.
You want to show the camera your tat? Oh, just like that. It kind of looks like the cover of the Wu-Tang, that Wu-Tang album.
Oh yeah, I got Tupac right here.
Oh, you got Tupac tatted on you.
Oh yeah.
That leads me to my next question. I read that you really were influenced by Tupac, Biggie, Nas, and Jay-Z. What do you think was your biggest influencer out of them on you today?
Well, today's moment would have to be Jay-Z because of his standpoint, but like on a mental aspect, I related to Tupac a lot. I relate to all of them a lot, but like Tupac's really, I just understand the guy so much.
That's how I feel about Jay. I listen to 444 a lot.
Yeah, Jay's a smart guy.
And I listen to all of his records, kind of like Blueprint, Black Album, Reasonable Doubt. What's your favorite Jay album?
So, which one was Girls on?
That was on Blueprint.
Yeah, I really, really appreciate that song.
Me too.
I've always appreciated that song. I've always appreciated that music video. I was watching Jay's interview with that's David Letterman, the older guy.
Yeah.
And it's on Netflix.
Yep, that's David Letterman with the big beard.
He's cool. I was watching that last night and like just listening to where Jay-Z comes from and like where he is now. That just shows you the sky's the limit. So.
No, I 100% agree. I watch his interviews all the time. I watch his Rap Radar interviews with Elliott Wilson a lot through the title series.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to hear it. Girls is one of my favorite songs too. With the sweet Kanye production behind him. If you didn't know, that's one of Kanye's bigger early beats.
Crazy, yo. He's a genius.
And you said when you were starting to write that you started to write in poetry, right? Like you were writing more poetry. Do you feel like you're still doing that now?
Yeah, I don't really write to music. Like I usually write to like my thoughts, like or just the sound of like the ocean or the wind. I feel really connected to the wind.
So like you'll get a gust of wind and you'll be like, I want to write about this?
Yeah, like I'll hear a rhythm in the wind. I don't know if that makes sense. Like
no, like you'll hear like how it sounds.
My favorite type of music is nature. Like you could really hear the sound of life, and that's the best type of music. So I get a lot of my inspiration from just the sound of life.
I was gonna ask where you got your inspiration from. So sound of life, anything else? Like any like movies, pieces of art, like.
Oh yeah, like my like Jamaican culture as a whole is one of my biggest influences because my dad's a DJ. Like nightlife, I feel like I was born into nightlife. Like,
your mom's a dancer too, right?
My mom was dancing with my daddy at the club. My dad was a DJ, and that's how I got here. So like I feel like I was a product of the club, like you know what I'm saying. So that's why like I was dancing at like so young, and I understand music. My dad was a sick DJ, still is. He DJs in Jamaica on radio.
You want to plug him?
Like, what would you mean?
Like, what's his DJ name?
DJ Snow.
Oh, that must
Yeah.
be kind of confusing. DJ Snow and then
Well,
yours.
Snow's our last name.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, I read. Yeah.
You know, so it's a bunch of us. We're all over. We're in England too. It's a lot of like DJ Snows over there. I got a lot of Snow cousins over there, first cousins at that. And then it's some of us in Jamaica that are still DJing and everything. And then some of us are scattered through America. But we're all first cousins. That's the crazy part. My dad has mad siblings.
That's crazy. You got so much talent across the board.
Oh yeah, they all talented.
So, what was the first album that made you fall in love with music? Sorry to put you on the spot like that.
Nah, cause I feel like Spice Up Your Life was the Spice Girls. It could have been Spice Girls. I was listening to the early Destiny's Child, or like my dad would always make tapes for my mom.
Like mixtapes?
Like yeah, so like he would make it on a cassette and everything, and we would listen to like Minnie Riperton be up there, like all the romantic stuff would be up there. So like that's when I first fell in love with music, because like my dad, he was building sounds, like he was building speakers up, like I'm watching sound being created, like you know what I'm saying. My dad, like Jamaicans sound, you always clashing your sound with somebody else's, so you want to make sure you have the loudest speaker, the biggest speaker.
Oh, I'm the same way. I just dropped like a lot of money on like a record player and like big speakers.
It's worth it, but these guys used to build it like with their hands, electric, like all that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I've definitely electrocuted myself a couple times. And
it's amazing because they didn't have internet. That's why I'm always amazed.
Really?
Like they didn't have internet back in the 90s like that. So for them to be building this stuff or finding out about it on their own, I just think that's so amazing because I couldn't do that today.
Speaking of internet, how do you think streaming has changed music?
Oh, it's changed it greatly. Like streaming is that's where it's at now. Like people ain't even buying CDs no more. We just streaming it off our phone.
Yeah, I mean, I buy records, but I'm kind of weird like that. I have like a pretty big record collection. I like the physical thing there.
And vinyls?
Yeah.
My dad still got a bunch of vinyls from back in the day.
I just ordered my No Doubt vinyl, Tragic Kingdom.
Nice. He probably still got that. Like he used to own a record shop in Bridgeport, Connecticut. So he has a lot of those vinyls still there.
And you kind of got big off YouTube, but you say that's big, fair to say, like World Star? Because that's where your videos posted, correct?
Yeah, but Worldstar had hit me up after it got big on its own out here.
Like on SoundCloud, what streaming service did you use?
It was my older brother posted it on his Facebook, and people kept reposting it all over Instagram. So it was really Instagram.
Yeah, it popped up all over my social media.
From Instagram, Facebook, and then Twitter, and then I put it on the platform.
Cool. And then you came out with a couple other singles on SoundCloud, right?
Yeah, I had a couple other things.
And you're working on a new project now, right?
Oh, yeah.
What can you tell us about that?
Well, it's going to be my official introduction.
Mixtape, album, or?
No, it's going to be a project. I don't want to call it an album yet. I don't feel like I'm at the stage where I could drop an album yet. Like, I still feel very small, regardless of how anybody out here looks at me. I know I'm small.
I mean, when I found out that I was interviewing you like 6 hours ago, like people were just like hitting me up like that's so cool, like I think that New Haven's a canvas that hasn't really been painted yet, and your paintbrush is pretty big.
And there's more to come.
So you're calling it a project. What do you think's the difference between a mixtape and an album in today's world?
Well, a mixtape you can do basically anything you want and get away with it with a mixtape. But like an album, you're expected to do so well on your album, like. They will really judge you based on your album. That's your official project.
Yeah.
Like that shows how hard you work. That shows everything. As to a mixtape where I can just throw a few songs I might throw away or whatever and just put them together and drop it as a project.
I feel like people kind of get trapped by the labels. You know what I mean? Like by the label of mixtape and album. Like look at Young Thug's career. Like he's been plagued by the fact that he's never dropped an album. Mm-hmm. Chance the Rapper just dropped his debut album last week.
Yeah.
Like I think people kind of get, like trapped in these type of labels of what their music is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
But to you, it's just a project.
Yeah.
Is there anyone you're working with right now?
You guys will see.
It's gonna be something crazy?
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting.
Because I just heard your record with Baby on that remix.
Yeah, Leaky Lee.
And how did that come together?
I don't know. I blame the stars really, because I remember when I was going to Hill House and I first started getting into like video editing. I was entered into like a film competition because of a video I did to Leaky Lee's song, which was I Follow Rivers, which I don't know if you remember that movie Colombiana with Zoe Saldana. and it was just so like it was a dope action movie about this Colombian girl who was like, but Leaky Lee's song was the main song on that um commercial. And years later, I look in my DM and her manager hit me up about working with her, and I was excited because like going to Hill House, people don't know about Leaky Lee. Like at the time, it was like Meek Mill. They don't know about
Like
the
back
hipster.
in like 2012, you mean like
Yeah,
back
they don't
2015?
they don't know about the hipster stuff, and I was always kind of in tune with the hipster stuff because I felt like a weirdo anyways. I liked all type of music, and so I was already a fan of Leaky Lee. Yeah, so when she hit me up, I'm like,
So what hipster stuff do you like now?
well, before I liked Arctic Monkeys.
I love the Arctic Monkeys. When the sun goes down, that song's really good.
Yeah. They had another song called Cornerstone.
Yep.
Cornerstone. That was one of my favorite songs.
What else? Well, I meant like right now. Like, what do you like? What stuff would you say is kind of weird that you're listening to now?
I listen to a lot of drum and bass from UK. Like, I listen to this guy. He's like some punk metal hip hop guy. His name is what's his name? Shoot, I don't know his name. I just got him on my playlist. It's like Danny something.
Sure, it's not Danny Brown.
No, not Danny Brown. Hold on, I gotta tell you who this guy is because he's so sick.
That's the whenever I talk to people who are famous, I always would like to pick their brain about the music they listen to because I always feel like my music taste is kind of bland. Like I'm listening to a lot of Paramore now.
His name's Derek Branch.
Derek
Branch is sick. Like he just got a style that I really could dig, and it's like a cross between like punk. My phone is jumping right now. It's like a cross between like punk and like punk rock and like hip hop trap type stuff. And it just feels good for the kids like me who grew up on like that MTV in the morning and VH1 in the morning.
Yeah.
And they putting that alternative music on you while you getting dressed.
That's exactly how I was. First music video I ever saw was Over My Head by The Fray.
Yeah, by The Fray. I think of that in the morning.
Yeah, I did too.
That's how I discovered She Will Be Loved by Maroon 5 way.
Was VH1 or MTV?
Was like one of them. But like I loved all those type of songs. There's you know Parachute?
Yeah.
Like it was like Parachute. There's another guy that made Come and Get Higher, Listen to My Lips, Fake Then Desire, the singing your hips or something.
It's kind of funny how I feel like alternative music is really influential on hip hop and people don't realize it. Like when I look at Uzi, he reminds me of Blink-182.
Right, Blink-182, Yellow Card.
Yeah, Yellow Card, Ocean Ave. That song is so good. Because I feel like we're pretty much the same age. I'm 22, you're 24. We kind of grew up on like the same type of music.
Right.
And like I was kind of bombarded with like alternative music and like deep hip hop. And now I feel like it's just such a combo. I feel like genres don't even exist pretty much. I feel like things are just like
it's endless. Like the Gorillas.
Oh my God.
I was like infatuated with the Gorillas.
You know
like,
the Gorillas is one guy. Fun
fact?
It? Yeah, it's one guy. One guy. I never knew that until I was obsessed with the Gorillas too. Because I remember in the first.
I don't know, because I think the guitarist, he works closely with my producer.
No, but like the different characters is all one guy.
Oh, word!
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? I found
them.
I don't know if you remember when the first iPhone was introduced and Steve Jobs had all those had all those albums behind him. It was like the Gorillas, Man on the Moon, Kid Cudi, and like stuff like that. And I think that's when I started to like diversify my music taste.
Yeah, Steve Jobs is doing it. We should be doing it too.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how I felt. I thought it was the coolest album cover I'd ever seen with the Gorillas, like the first one with the four of them.
Yeah.
Demon Days. That tape really like whenever I listen to it, I look at it, I just feel like it's amazing.
Yeah, my partner works closely with the guitarist and girls or is the bass player. But and when you go to England, everything's like everyone works with everyone. It's so crazy.
Do you like UK rap?
I to an extent I do.
It's like Skepta, Stormzy.
Yeah, I like Skepta, Stormzy. Yeah, Jay Hughes, Huss. Yeah, I like him. I like it until like I start hearing him talk about guns and stuff like that, because I just can't imagine getting like robbed by somebody from England. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like it'd be really awkward. Like, give me money.
Yeah, like, you know. Yeah, when I was going over there, I was like chilling with some gangsters that got shanked.
Yeah, knife fights are a huge thing over there.
Yeah, it's huge over there.
Like they rap about the most random things. They're like, "Oi, you thought that was your girl? It wasn't."
Yeah.
That's how they be rapping. Sometimes it's just so corny that like I want to go back to like America rap.
But it's yeah, like when they do their thing and like talk about like their stuff, I really rock with it. But when they like start sounding like they're in Atlanta, Like, God, you start losing me. Like, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
You don't got no gun over here.
Unless you're hanging out with 21 Savage.
Yeah. I don't even got to pass forever.
And cool. So you're signed to Island Records, right?
Yeah, I am.
And how does it feel to be one of the main artists in their arsenal of talent? I mean, they have so many artists across the board. Like, where do you see yourself fitting in that wave? Or do you not see yourself fitting in?
Yeah, I just know that wherever I fit, it'll be because I've made that space. Like, there's nobody like me in the world. So, I don't know. Whatever space is there for me is because I created it.
Yeah. I mean, when I heard your music, I hadn't really heard anything like it. It kind of reminded me of Valet. You know Valet out of Chicago?
Yeah, I like Valet.
It kind of reminded me of that. And like that. But I'm obsessed with Valet, so everything kind of reminds me of that. And what do you think your adolescent self would think of your career now? Like yourself as a teen?
She would have told me that. She knew it was coming.
That's the confidence I like. That's cool. That's
like,
cool.
I've always knew it was coming. I just didn't know it was coming. You get me?
Yeah. No, I 100% believe you. What's the best song you think you've made so far?
That's hard. I got a lot of stuff people haven't heard yet, but I have a song called Turnpike that I produced, and that's probably gonna be the main single on my project. That's probably one of my favorite songs that I made because it's so me, and like nothing sounds like it, and I produced it as well.
So do you do a lot of producing?
I was producing in my mom's living room for a long time on like the DL.
Like what program do you use? Fruity Loops, Logic,
No, I use a
GarageBand?
machine.
Oh.
I use a machine. I got an MK2.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I use a machine. I was just making scenes on machine and just putting it together. And my influences is not like everybody else's. So,
Who do you think your production influences are?
like, it depends on my mood. Like, I don't know if you believe in zodiac signs, but I'm Aquarius.
I don't. I know
yeah,
they are.
So,
but...
well, yeah. So, like, my sign is known for being unpredictable. So, like, my influences could be anything. Like, it's crazy. My song that is gonna be probably the single on my project was influenced because I wanted to think of what black people would listen to on an elevator ride. How would I make a black person dance on an elevator ride? And that's the influence, for my song called Turnpike. And then I was driving down the turnpike when I actually wrote it.
Oh.
But I made the beat 2 years ago. But it was because one of my friends was like, "Yo, you should finish this beat. You should finish this beat." Like, was always coming up trying to hear the beat, everything. And every time I played the beat for people, they loved the beat. So I made the beat like 2 years ago in my mom's living room based off 2 chords I did on my ukulele, then translated it to machine, and then.
Yeah, it's crazy to hear like how many steps you take to make a record.
Oh yeah.
When should we expect Turnpike or something off the project?
So my project's supposed to drop in August. It might be pushed to September. I'm not sure yet, but it's worth the wait.
No,
it's definitely worth the wait.
I personally love seeing a New Haven artist blow up. Like, it's crazy to me that what do you think is in the New Haven hip hop DNA? Because I feel like there's a lot of influences from New York, some stuff from Buffalo, maybe a little Chicago.
I've never heard Buffalo music a day in my life.
Griselda Records is really nice. West Side Conway, Benny the Butcher. The Buffalo music scene. I hadn't either until like last month, and now I'm obsessed with it. It's literally like the '90s never left. Like they still all rap like Cameron. But like, what do you think is in the New Haven DNA?
I don't know what's in the New Haven DNA, cause obviously, like, you know, but I know that in my DNA that I have one of the greatest DJ fathers in the world. I was raised in a great culture. I've traveled the world with no money. Like, me and a lot of these people are not the same. Our influences are not the same. A lot of these people out here sound like they're from Chicago. We ain't a quarter of Chicago. I don't want to sound like I'm from Chicago. I'm not from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So.
No, I definitely heard that when I was like listening to your music. I was like, it doesn't really sound like it's from anywhere. Like, it just sounds like
it's me.
Yeah, and like even the Valet comparison was so thin. It was just like the way you flow. Like, I really like how
yeah, I knew what you meant.
Like, I like the way you play around with flows. I'm a huge flow guy myself.
That's
like,
a Jamaican thing.
Like, the way
if you listen to the old Jamaican dancehall music and everything, you can hear the flow switches are so effortless.
You gotta
it's natural.
You gotta put me on.
I got you.
But yeah, I'm obsessed with flows. Like I love to like pull out syllables. Like, and when I was listening to your music, I was like, wow, she switches up the flow like every like couple bars. Like it's never like consistent. It's kind of like Thug or like like I said, like it's like you like to play around with it.
That was my problems with poetry. It's like I would start with one thing and then end up somewhere else because like I just couldn't help do that.
And we only have like a couple minutes left, so I'm just gonna ask you real quick, pretty serious question. What's the best pizza in New Haven?
All right, so it could be Kimberly Pizza, it could be Pizza House, York side slaps too.
York, like down at York Street.
York side slaps. After a Toast Place night, what you eating?
York.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Talk to me nice. And Pizza House is mad good. Pizza House is mad good. It just got the richness and quality that I like.
No, okay. I believe, after Toads, that's the only place I'm going to.
Yeah, and then Kimberly is the best place that don't deliver.
I'd love to see you perform at Toads. I feel like that'd be such a nice show.
I have performed at Toads and I rocked it too. This was last year.
Oh my god.
It was like sold out.
I usually cover all like the shows at Toads. Like I got to cover Cardi B when she came 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, I love Cardi.
And I got to hang out with Joey a lot when he came around. Like Joey used to come here like every couple months and I would always be hanging out with him. So next time you're there, you'll definitely see me taking a picture.
Sounds good. I'm ready for it.
So you have an event coming up on the Green?
It got canceled.
Oh, I thought it got rescheduled.
Yeah, well, it got canceled and now it's rescheduled to the 15th, and I won't be able to make it because I'll be in New York performing for MTV.
For MTV?
Right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I wish I could have did the one on the Green because that's like a dream come true. But you know what? I'm not gonna complain anymore.
Nah, wait. Bigger and better opportunities. You know what I mean?
One door closes, another one opens.
And I will gladly be covering you next time we're at Toads. Well, I hope you come on again. This was really fun.
Thank you.
I really like talking to you.
It was great.
Well, this is the first half of the Sam Hadelman show. The second half, I will be reviewing Chance the Rapper's new record. So that'll be on from 12 to 1. Well, thank you, Snowprah, Snowsa.
It's Snowsa now, officially Snowsa. I'm not changing my name no more. It's just Snowsa.
All right, not Barack Snowbama.
Nah, all that stuff still slides, but my official name, it went from Snowprah to Snow LaFleur to now Snowsa for good, because Snowsa is the name I use in every one of my songs, so that's why I got it.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I hope I never keep you waiting. Yeah. I think I know it all, but I don't. Why you always at the